वैदिक शास्त्र उनके चरित्र का गान करते हैं। हे गुरुदेव, करुणा सिंधु तथा पतित आत्माओं के मित्र, आप सबके गुरु एवं सभी लोगों के जीवन हैं। हे गुरुदेव, मुझ पे दया कीजिए तथा मुझे अपने चरणों की छाया दीजिए। आपका यश तीनों लोकों में फैला हुआ है। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Don't sit, yes, sit this side. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardha Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardha Dhari Yasodanandana Prajajanaran Jana Yasodanandana Prajajanaran Jana Yasodhanandana Prajajanarana Yamuna Tira Vanachariya Yamuna Tira Vanachariya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astataru Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder BBT Founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Antaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Srila Vyasadev Ki Guru Parampara Ki Bhaktivedanta Purports Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, the 5th canto, chapter 12, entitled Rahu Gana Converses with Jat Bharat. Text number 13. Yat rot tamasloka gunanuvadaham prastuyate gramya katha vigataham nishevyamano nudinam mumukshu matim satim yachati vasudeve. Sadhya. Mataji's. Louder. Don't speak to yourself, do it again. Louder. Okay. That Mataji behind you, Pritika. Your name is Pritika? Kritika. Pritika. Got it? Kritika. Critical. Oh, everyone knows her name, eh? All the brahmacharis know the name. Just now hearing. How do you know it's correct or incorrect if you're just now hearing? Naughty. You must do translation for the Mataji behind you, right? On the chair. She's not here today. Okay. Word for word. Yatra, in which place? In the presence of exalted devotees. Tuyate is presented. Gramya Katha Vigataha, due to which there is no chance of talking of worldly matters. Nishevyamana, being heard very seriously. Anudinam, day after day. Mumukshu, of persons who are very serious about getting out of material entanglement. Matim, meditation. Satim, pure and simple. Yachati is turned. Vasudeva, onto the lotus feet of Lord Vasudev. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. Who are the pure devotees mentioned here? In an assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subjects like politics and sociology. In an assembly of pure devotees, there is discussion only of the qualities, forms, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is praised and worshipped with full attention. In the association of pure devotees, by constantly hearing such topics respectfully, even a person who wants to merge into the existence of the Absolute Truth abandons this idea and gradually becomes attached to the service of Vasudev. And in the purport, the symptoms of pure devotees are described in this verse. The pure devotee is never interested in material topics. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has strictly prohibited his devotees to talk about worldly matters. Gramya vataha naha kahibe. One should not indulge in talking unnecessarily about news of the material world. One should not waste time in this way. This is a very important feature in the life of a devotee. A devotee has no other ambition than to serve Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Krishna Consciousness movement was started to engage people 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord and in His glorification. The students in this institution engage in the cultivation of Krishna Consciousness from 5 in the morning till 10 at night. They actually have no opportunity to waste their time unnecessarily by discussing top politics, sociology, and current events. Things will go on. These will go their own way. A devotee is concerned only with serving Krishna positively and seriously. Om Agyana Timirandasya Agyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya-Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Srila Prabhupada was in one of our temples in Australia, and his personal servant who was traveling with him at that time is named Upendra Prabhu. So Srila Prabhupada was in a room where he was staying, and there's a passage across, and then there's the kitchen for him. So the kitchen door was open, and Srila Prabhupada's room door was also open, and you could hear every word that was happening in the kitchen. So Upendra was assisted by another Mataji to cook for Srila Prabhupada, and that Mataji is relating what happened, and she put it also in writing. So Upendra apparently at that time, may be different now for him, he used to speak loosely about other devotees and also speak about mundane things like this. So the Srila Prabhupada said that the initial form of prajalpa, which is called Gramya Katha here, the initial form of Gramya Katha or prajalpa, Srila Prabhupada says it begins with gossip. Gossip means speaking loosely that may not even be true about other devotees, called gossip. And the worst form of Gramya Katha, Srila Prabhupada said, or prajalpa, is Vaishnava Aparad. He's speaking in a way to offend devotees. So Upendra was not involved in offending devotees when he was speaking in the kitchen. He was just speaking gossip, loose talk, while cooking for Srila Prabhupada. And he didn't know Srila Prabhupada's door was open and he was hearing every word. And the Mataji was a little bit more aware that she was not supposed to talk like that. She was always silent. She was just hearing him speaking while cooking or preparing the bhoga. So Srila Prabhupada became angry, and from his room he shouts. Prabhupada shouts, yes. He shouted. He said, Upendra, come here. And Upendra, he told the Mataji, just deal with the cooking. Prabhupada is calling me. See? And normally Prabhupada, when he wants to call somebody, he'll ring a bell. But he didn't ring a bell this time. Upendra knew something is wrong. So he entered the room. Yeah. And then when he came, Prabhupada said, and you call her too. And she heard that. And she was by this time shivering, scared. So she came quietly, she offered obeisance by Prabhupada, and she sat on the floor. Like this. And she was like shivering, she was like really scared. Because it's like Prabhupada may do open heart surgery without anesthesia, like that. And Upendra knew Srila Prabhupada's moods and moments. So he thought, what is Prabhupada going to speak about? Like this. And then Srila Prabhupada told Upendra in front of her. And he said, and your gossip will destroy this movement from within. Gossip will destroy this ISKCON movement from inside. A nice word is here. Gramya Katha Vigata. And the word for word, Prabhupada says, due to which there is no chance of talking of worldly matters, which Prabhupada says in the purport is about, and in the translation, politics, sociology, material subjects. It's a waste of time. Prabhupada even said discussing current events in the purport. Yeah. So that Mataji and Upendra went back to the kitchen, and she vowed from that day that she will never speak. She wasn't speaking, he was speaking, but she learnt more from it. And she wrote this down, this interaction with Prabhupada. Another time in Los Angeles, our Bhakti-yoga Book Trust division was there, and the opposite building to the temple, and the current temple of Shishya Rukmini Dwarkadish in Watsika Avenue, near Venice Beach Boulevard in Los Angeles. And Prabhupada sometimes called that temple his Western World Headquarters, the Los Angeles temple, because the Bhakti-yoga Book Trust had its offices and storerooms and warehouse opposite also. So Prabhupada initiated one disciple, and he named him Krishna Das. So Krishna Prabhu would other devotees of disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they created what is called Golden Avatar Studios. And you'll see photographs of Srila Prabhupada. You can see them from the archives, where they are explaining to him what it does. So as part of one room in the Bhakti-yoga Book Trust, they used to take Prabhupada's like small audio cassettes and put it in big reel-to-reel tapes and edit them for clarity, background sound and so forth. Make it more audible, and then also label them that this lecture has been in a certain place and so forth in the beginning. Time and place and name and the number of the verse and so forth. So there was making Srila Prabhupada see all this, and Prabhupada was very impressed with Golden Avatar Studios. So then the devotees were responsible for, they took him in a smaller room and they showed him one small machine. So then they explained to Prabhupada, this is a telex machine or a telegraph machine, telex and telegraph. And they were explaining to Srila Prabhupada that if you type a message here in our temple in New York, they will receive the message in 10 minutes. And it goes through. Yeah. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada used to go to the post office because the fastest means of communication those days was telex or telegraph. He may send a message to somebody from, say, Bombay to, say, New York, and he'll tell, come immediately, few words. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Yeah. So these devotees felt that Srila Prabhupada writing letters will take too long, sometimes weeks, sometimes months if it's outside the country to another country. So if Prabhupada types in some words in this telegraph machine, then immediately they can receive it in 10 minutes and things can go smoother and more efficiently and faster. So they told Srila Prabhupada, can you type some words? So Srila Prabhupada reciprocated and he wrote down Hare Krishna A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. And immediately after 10 minutes, the other telex or telegraph machine in New York City received the message. So Prabhupada initiated that telegraph machine. Brand new. And they set up the other one in New York City. And they said, oh, Prabhupada is using it. Hare Krishna A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So they told Srila Prabhupada in Los Angeles, wait few minutes, another 10 minutes, they'll reply. Right. So they replied, Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. And after 10 minutes, Prabhupada saw that. So then everyone is looking at Srila Prabhupada because they're trying to impress him that he can communicate faster. So they is looking, and then the devotees were responsible for this, explained to Srila Prabhupada. And we can install a machine like this in every center in the world. So if you type it in like this, within 10 minutes or outside of the country, 15 minutes, they'll receive your message like that. Like fast communication. See? So then Srila Prabhupada didn't say anything. He just looked at them, they looked at him. There was like an expressionless face. He didn't say yes, didn't say no, and he went to his room. So some of the leading devotees, some of the sannyasis and temple presidents and GBC members, they were impressed with this too. That communication can be faster. Like that. So they approached Srila Prabhupada after that, and they said these devotees have worked hard on it. And they have installed one telegraph machine here, one in New York. They need to know whether we have your blessings and permission to install it in every center in ISKCON. Like that. Srila Prabhupada looked up at them in a very serious, grave tone. He said, and this will be good enough only for international gossip. That was the end of it. So the version of technology and the improvement of technology today, that time was only telegraph and telex machine. Today is social media. face. They throw the book on your face, and they call it Facebook. WhatsApp, internet, phone, www, you get caught on it. It's like a spider's web. You get eaten up. YouTube. Finished. The social media is the personified Kali's first-class disciple. Number one disciple, Kali Chela. And everyone's affected by it, especially devotees. Because for non-devotees that is normal for them, right? They don't know they're affected. Gramya Katha. So I was on like a retreat with devotees in a small island called the name is not coming. Not Reunion Island. Rodrigues. So there's a small country which is 65 kilometers long and 35 kilometers wide, which is about 2,000 square kilometers, called Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. So they have another small island that belongs to them called Rodrigues, and there's only 30,000 people there. To go around the island is 45 minutes. So we took a flight, and flight is like 1 hour to that island. So 20 devotees came. So we did Harinam, we distributed many books and prasadam. So one of the leading book distributors, we were having discussions in the evening, and he told me, this internet, this YouTube is very tricky. So I said, why? He said, well, I in the name of me going to the YouTube channel, I type in on Google or whatever the name Srila Prabhupada lecture in YouTube, right? So many lectures come up. So I want to hear from Srila Prabhupada. He's speaking. So he clicks on one particular lecture. See? And after he hears the lecture, because he said he brings it from the small screen to the full screen. And after he hears the lecture, he must go back to the small screen. Yes? Yeah. And he said when he goes back to the small screen, then there's a sidebar. Ki jai. And many other YouTube videos are there. Yeah. So he looks on the sidebar and he sees there's one Muslim preacher. He said, I heard from Prabhupada now. Let's see what this Muslim preacher has to say. So he hears from him for 20 minutes. And then after he hears from him for 20 minutes, and it's like he started hearing from 8 o'clock in the night. Now it's already 9 o'clock and he's hearing from the Muslim guy. Then there's another sidebar comes up. And he said what happened to him, he finished watching so many videos till 2 o'clock morning. And the last few videos that he watched, he saw that they were breaking the 4 regulative principles. You understand what that means? This is number one Kali Chela. The social media, YouTube, WhatsApp, this, that. Number one. You can never balance it in this world. It's Kali raging like anything. We're not even 0.001% of our content on these things. It's tricky. See? So in the name of watching some video on YouTube or on social media, you get distracted easily. So my life, I joined 40 years ago. I was involved in major management places, like I served as president in various temples, major temples in South Africa. And about 22 years ago, I served as the president of the Sri Krishna Balaram Mandir in Vrindavan for about 4 years. But my main service for almost 35 of the 40 years since I joined was to study and teach Prabhupada's books and develop curriculums and syllabuses. And therefore I started the Bhaktivinoda College of Education and Culture in 1991. And my other main service for those number of years is to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Therefore my previous name was Brihad Madangadas. My sannyas name is Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami. And how I used to distribute Prabhupada's books is I used to buy print runs from the BBT, Bhaktivinoda Book Trust. As early as 1987, I did a print run with the Bhaktivinoda Book Trust then of 40,000 signs of self-realization and 500 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam and 10,000 Bhagavad-gitas, hardbound big one, which I distributed in 3 years. And I did that again in 2017-18, where I bought up a print run of 35,000 signs of self-realization, and I distributed mainly in South Africa and other places. And I still do book distribution intermittently. Yeah. And then 2 or 3 years ago, I reprinted what is called I'll Build Your Temple, the Jew Story by BBT Australia, 10,000 copies. And I personally distributed 7,500 copies in India. You may have some copies here. I didn't come here to distribute, but you got some copies. Getting it? Yeah. And now I'm involved in, again with BBT, Australia. They're printing a new book called Dancing White Elephants, Traveling with Srila Prabhupada from 1970 to 1972 in India. It is authored by His Holiness Gaur Swami, because Srila Prabhupada in 1970 handpicked 30 or 35 of his leading devotees from America, and he brought them to India and he started traveling with them. And we don't have any ISKCON temples or centers in India. Like from Amritsar to Gorakhpur to Surat to Delhi, there's different, Indore, different places. Very nice book. Traveling. And Prabhupada called his Western body disciples Dancing White Elephants. So the book has already been written. It's half the size of I'll Build Your Temple, the Jew Story. It's 400 pages with 20 color photos inside. Hardbound sticks like the Jew Story. It'll be half that price. The Jew Story, I'll Build Your Temple, retails for 1,000 now 100 rupees. If it was 1,000 rupees, it was paper price gone up. This will be half the price. So I've increased the order with Baby to Australia to bring it to 20,000 copies, and I'm personally responsible for 13,000 copies, 65% of the print run. So that's how I distribute books. However, I became too much in anxiety and stress. Wherever I travel, the devotees are too engrossed in social media and watching mundane things. Watching mundane things. It's like normal for them. How can they call themselves devotees? See, I just came from Malaysia back to Bharat Bhumi now, and I was there for almost 2 months, and most of the devotees come from a Tamil speaking background. They were born there. The British took them from South India and from Sri Lanka there. They were born there. Yeah. So they are citizens of Malaysia. We have about 30 centers there and about 3 or 4 major temples. So they come from Tamil speaking background. So one leading devotee in one part of Malaysia, when I was discussing like this, he said, "Yes, Maharaj, I'll admit that I went on Netflix, I paid some money, and I watched Jailer." So I don't know what is Jailer. Anyone knows? In Tamil Nadu, there's one leading actor. I don't know what his name was. I thought his name was Ragini or something. Then they told me it's Rajnikant. You ever heard of him? He made the latest film called Jailer. It's mundane that I'm speaking this, but he told me that. And he said that the Tamil Nadu government declared a public holiday when the thing went to the cinemas, because there was long queue from 4 o'clock in the morning for tickets. He's like a demigod. And he in Malaysia watched it on Netflix, you pay some money or whatever. Like that. So why you did that? He said, no, this actor is a devotee, so I had to watch. So what devotee? It's called Jailer. We're already in jail, you're more in jail by watching it. So it's an addiction. They've become addicted to social media, especially devotees. Gramya Katha. So I decided to do something about it. Because even in the name of watching a Prabhupada video or some kirtan, you will get distracted and you get finished. And therefore many people don't wake up in the morning for Mangal Aarti because they whole night they sing. So I decided to do something about it. And what I decided to do was very simple. And I started like about 10 years ago to do it. So I was instrumental with other devotees. So whatever Lakshmi comes to me in my travels, I put it in this. I don't give it for temple construction and so forth like that and other activities. Anyway, everyone's doing that anyway. So I put it in a place where I work with the Bhakti-Vedanta archives and a devotee from Mumbai called Madhava Prabhu with the Hare Krishna media services, and we first produced a 16 gig Prabhupada audio in a USB drive. It was 10 years ago. And I distributed hundreds, thousands of them. Then we increased it to 32 gig because we had to clean up more of Prabhupada's audio files from the archives. Then we increased it to 64 gig. And now, for instance, Kartik last year, we are producing 128 gig of Prabhupada audio. You won't find that on internet. It's very clean. It's very clear. We have taken the background sounds and so forth. We've also, like if there's one lecture and then 10 minutes are missing, they thought the lecture is over, but it continues after 10 minutes because it wasn't recorded. So we patch it up. Take out all the background sounds. So I'm the biggest distributor of this audio. 128 gig GB drive. See, it costs a lot of money. See, and it retails for 2,000 rupees. So you don't have to go online, no internet anymore. You put this 128 gig pen drive in anywhere and you start playing and you get a booklet. Sometimes they have an audio machine, you can press some number and get that. You got that too, right? Yeah. So I produced that. No, there's another machine. So I produce it. Of course people copy it and this, that, what can be done. But I produce that. Bona fide way. With the Bhaktivinoda archives, and it's copyrighted Bhaktivinoda Book Trust audio. I just did another 400 each. My stock is lying in Delhi. Who would like to have one? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But you have money. It costs money, and there's some little cost to it, but it costs money. They sell it for 2,000 rupees. We'll give temple discount. Even if temple make 200 rupees for nothing, right? They get. If you want 128 gig audio, Prabhupada audio archive. This is the ultimate. There's nothing more from the archives. We have cleaned everything up. There's 4,000 lectures of Prabhupada, including some few lectures in Bengali and Hindi, Japa, everything. Raise your hand. So I'll bring it from Delhi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, we'll bring about 50 pieces. We'll sort it out, from Delhi. Okay. I'm here for 1 week. And you collect the money, give your name to him. If you give your name first, you get it first. Other stock will run out. And then I produce something else, the latest I have produced. In association with Yadubar Prabhu and Mother Vishaka and Nishingananda from ITV, ISKCON Television. You heard of that, right? Yeah. So because there's visual, there's also video. So why you go on the internet and get distracted, right? So it's the highest quality video we have produced with OTG. OTG means you can play it in your phone and you can play it in other mediums. OTG video. Yeah. So that's the latest we have produced. See, I have produced about 300 of those already. And as soon as when I heard that in Malaysia, they air freighted 15 kilos, which is about 120 pieces. They air freighted, I wanted immediately. And it arrived just before Janmashtami, so we distributed during Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja, and everything was finished in 10 minutes. We good? Yeah. So it retails for 2,000. This is the bona fide one, not that imitation one. But the temple will get some profit, Temple gets some money. I'm doing the sales, they get the money for free. That okay? Tell that to the co-presidents. Okay. Then I produced a 64 gig video. It includes everything on Prabhupada, including those 12 DVDs made by Yadubar Prabhu, including all from ITV, from ISKCON television. So Nishingananda Prabhu officially is going to give, because he is 73 years old, Yadubar is 80 years old, they're giving all this to this devotee named Madhava. You're the best one, you keep this, and then I don't have time to produce him. He does the technical stuff, works very hard. So I produced that. And that's the same price, because to copy video takes longer. It's pictures. One picture is 1,000 words. You can understand audio, 1,000 words and video is taking longer, right? Yeah. So that's 64 gig, all of Prabhupada video, including those 12 following Srila Prabhupada series that was produced as DVDs by Yadubar Prabhu. It's 58 hours of video. And it's 4,000 lectures of Prabhupada in the audio. And that's also the same price, 2,000 rupees. But the temple will get some profit. And if you want the video. Because you don't have to go online and get contaminated and get distracted. And if you want the video, raise your hand. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it's about 20 devotees. We'll bring equal amount. Because Panchakula temple also, and one small temple with the Ramnetra is there somewhere, right? Yeah. We good? It's amazing. But this is a nice Bhagavatam class, We're going to distribute Prabhupada's here. So my third activity in my life, first is to study and teach Prabhupada's books. Second is to distribute Prabhupada's books. And my third activity since the last 10 years is to give people Prabhupada Vani, the audio, 4,000 lectures. And now I have begun to give Prabhupada Vapu, video. What better life can you get in ISKCON? Is to give Prabhupada to the world. If it wasn't for Srila Prabhupada, none of us will be here. None of us, not even his disciples, would be here. Okay? So we'll get this today. We'll sort it out today. Okay, this is nice. So when I was doing my Vyasa Puja offering, so this will cut out all that Grammai Katha, that Prajalpa, it will cut it out. Devotees need this. I feel so bad when I go, Maharaj, I'm stuck with this internet, I'm contaminated, I can't even chant my rounds. When I chant my rounds, I think of that movie, I watched all that stuff. So I said, how to help these poor devotees who are suffering? Give them Prabhupada Vani and Prabhupada Vapu. You don't have to go online at all. That okay? Okay, we had 3 questions pending from yesterday. Raise your hand. 1, 2, take your question first about temple worship. What's your name again?
Hansa Bhakta Das.
Hansa Bhakta. Hansa means pure. Yes, Hansa. Prabhu.
Yes, Maharaj. Yesterday you told that...
Make sure you give your name to him for the audio and video too. Sadbhuj Prakash, today. Otherwise when it comes, we have to give you first if your name is there. Otherwise it will go, if I speak on Sunday program, everything will be gone, You give your name. And give the money also. Money also you collect in advance. And if the USB drive doesn't work, it comes in a package, it comes with a booklet, it can nicely package and so on. If the USB drive doesn't work well, I replace. I am like that. See? Whatever Lakshmi comes in my preaching only goes in that, because that's the greatest help you can give devotees. Nothing else. Prabhupada Vapu and Vani. Yes, answer?
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj said you giving a service to me to clean the ashram.
No, I don't talk about that. That you already did, because you know I'm going to check on it, right?
Thank you.
But I'm not asking about that. I'm asking about your question.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. My question is, Maharaj, I learned from Mayapur Institute of Technology, Mayapur Institute of Technology. Sorry.
MIT. Yes, go ahead.
I learned that so many details of Prabhupada mood and mission, to how to worship the Vigraha and how to do the archan process. There are so many processes there, and in every step process, Prabhupada how they could invest their heart to the worshipping. But here I find I can stick to the Prabhupada principle. What they are giving Prabhupada to the details and the principle of the deity worship. So at the same time, how to stick the Prabhupada, the mood and mission, how to fix in Prabhupada's books.
That's your question?
Yeah, Maharaj.
Okay. All right. So one time, in many purports, including the Bhagavad-gita, Srila Prabhupada says that Krishna consciousness is easy to execute. Activities is very easy. He says it in his purports. But one time Srila Prabhupada was with Tamal Krishna Goswami. So His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami told Srila Prabhupada, I thought you said Krishna consciousness is easy. You know, the process and the practice and the activities of Krishna consciousness. I thought you said that. Did you say that, Srila Prabhupada, that Krishna consciousness is easy? And Srila Prabhupada retorted in that particular conversation only. Although he says it's easy in the purports. And so Srila Prabhupada said, I never said Krishna consciousness is easy. Then Tamal Krishna Goswami said, but you did. No, I never said like that. Then Prabhupada, what did you say? Then Srila Prabhupada said, I said that Krishna consciousness is simple. Krishna consciousness is
Simple.
So when you make your life simple, then Krishna consciousness becomes easy.
Simple.
We haven't finished. Take the microphone away from him.
Yes, ma'am.
So, so I was in a particular temple, and that and the devotee is a pujari, you know. He just came out of the altar and he came to do the Tulsi Aarti. You know the Tulsi, we do Tulsi Aarti in the morning. So I looked at him, and then he did something. You know the thing. Before you worship, yes, you do Achman and then do that in the hand. Do. So what's he doing, you know? Like that. So after the Tulsi Aarti, I called him. I said, why you did that? He said, Achana. I said, Prabhupada never taught us like that. I said, you do Tulsi Aarti, you do Achman, and you do the Aarti. What is it? What is this? Then one simple-hearted devotee, he does Tulsi Aarti and he doesn't do that. He says, no, you're not qualified, you're not Brahmana. How is that? It's ritualistic. It doesn't become simple, it becomes complicated. Tell him, sit this side. There's space there. So Krishna consciousness is simple for the simple-hearted. And I took the same pujari later on at 10 o'clock. I see him chanting his japa. I said, what's this? And he didn't chant your japa. 10 o'clock you're struggling with your japa. What is this? What vow you took at the time of initiation? To do that? That you can do behind closed doors in the deity worship, no problem. But you won't bring it in the public and other devotees become confused and becomes more complicated. Have I answered your question? No, don't give him. Yes or no? Yeah. Krishna consciousness is simple, then it becomes easy. Don't make it ritualistic. It's one of the offenses to the holy name. You know, ritualistic ceremonies, karma kanda. Don't make it like that. Okay? Hare Krishna. So when that is there, when you make it simple, then it's easy to distribute books, it's easy to distribute the holy name, it's easy to distribute prasadam. Okay? I don't know why, I can't even do that. Yes?
Hare Krishna, thank you. Maharaj, my question is how we can understand the principle of Gopi Bharta Palka. What does it mean?
So my question is, did you serve some Vaishnavas or Vaishnavis yesterday?
Yes, Maharaj, little bit.
And how did you feel after serving?
Yes, it was good.
How did you feel after serving the devotees?
Feel humbled to serve.
Feel humbled.
Yes.
That answers your question. Whatever question you ask, you answered your own question. What's the answer?
Serving devotees.
And that infuses you with the potency of humility in a genuine way. So humility becomes your command. Have I answered your question?
Thank you.
Yes or no?
Thank you, Maharaj. Yes.
I haven't answered your question. By your activity you answered your own question. So Krishna consciousness is feeling. It's personal. It's not philosophical. It's not gyan. It's affection. It's love. It's care. Okay. Where's the devotee? Sarvadaman Parityagya, that question. Where's that devotee? Where is he? One devotee was quoting one verse yesterday. He's not here today. Okay. We have come to the conclusion of our Srimad Bhagavatam class because I'm feeling hungry again today for breakfast prasad. How many of you are a little hungry? Raise your hand. Join me. Yes, Mahaprasade Govinde Sarira Vidyajal. Okay, so we'll look forward to your association in the forthcoming week. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki, Kantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Bhagavat Breakfast Prasadam ki, Tathai Go Premanande, Hari Hari Om.